Good morning, Math 8. These examples will walk you through the first page of this packet to give you, an example to write down so you know how the rest of these work. Today I'm going to be giving you functions in three different ways. I'll give you an XY table, which is just points. As you can see here in this first part we'll do together. The next one I'll give you a graph, and also you'll be given equations. And from each of those you have to determine slope. That's just another name for rate of change. So given three different versions of a function, you have to find which one has the steepest slope, essentially. So on your sheets, you can see that I've copied what's written there. This is on each of your sheets. And the first hint is that a table is a collection of points. That's all you need to fill in there. Sorry, I'm writing with my finger, so the writing's a little messy. And I did remind you of your formula for the slope. It's the difference between your y's divided by the difference between your x's. And on that chart, you actually have 3 points to pick from. I just chose the top and the second row because that's the first 2 points. There's no reason you couldn't use the 4 and the 11. I just chose not to. I did substitute into the formula. I did the y2 minus y1. You can see there we did the 9 minus 7 divided by x2 minus x1, which is 1 minus negative 2. And the only thing I had left to do was just simplify. 9 minus 7, which represents the rise, is 2. And I'm going to do keep change inverse on the bottom to give me 1 plus 2, which is 3. So the slope of that first line, the rate of change, is 2/3. For the next one, the hint was draw a rise and run. You're just going to draw the triangle or the stairs like we have been doing to determine the slope. All right, actually it's pain to write, so why don't I just use our symbol, which is M. And on this picture, I'll go with a different color just to mix things up a little bit. The rise you can see between each set of points would be 3. The run, which I'll do in blue here, would be a distance of 2. So in this example, we have that the rise and run are 3 and 2. So in this case, our slope would be 3/2. For the last one, you're given an equation, and the hint was slope-intercept form. The silly analogy I've told you is, hey, peanut butter and jelly sandwich has its name because it contains peanut butter and jelly. Slope-intercept form has its name because once y is by itself, you have the slope and the intercept that'll pop right out of that function. So we want to get that output, the y, there's your big hint, by itself. My first step, and I'll write it a little larger so it's easier to see the work, the only thing that's on that same side with the y right now is the minus 2, so we're going to kick that to the other side, which gives us 3y equals 2x plus 2, right? Change sides, change signs, that's why that changes. And now we just have to divide everything by 3, so we can get that output y isolated. So slope-intercept form would be y equals 2/3 x, which tells us the slope is 2/3 plus 2/3, which would be the y-intercept, but in this case it doesn't really matter. So in summation, our first function, all right, had a slope of 2/3. Our second function had a slope of 3/2, and our third function had a slope of 2/3. So part A asks which one has the greatest rate of change. Since these two are less than 1, they're actually, if you put them on a calculator, you'd get that 0.66. It's actually the 0.6 repeating. Those ones are actually the same, and then that 3/2 in the middle is just 1.5. So function 2 is your greatest. And then for part B, do either of them have the same rate of change? Yeah, of course. I'll just put them here in red. Numbers 1 and 3 both have that same rate of change. So that would be your answers for number 1. And as you go throughout this packet, this will be your task every time. Am I using my formula? Will I be using that y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1? And that's only if you have points. If you have x's and y's, so if you're given a table, you can use that. If you are given, a graph of some type, you have to draw stairs. And for the last one, you always want to get slope-intercept form, because if you get y by itself, all your information pops right out. Hope that helps. The homework is to finish every question in this packet, which would be 1 through 8. Good luck.